Hello everyone, welcome to Even Digital class. I am Miss Milan Samantray, lecturer in BSc ITM. So, in today's lecture, we are going to discuss about another concept of computer organization, that is basic instruction types. What we know that a computer understands the machine level language, that is 0 and 1s, but what we are given the computer system, we are given the instructions, and on the basis of that instruction computer performs the operation, and also it has to decode that instruction into the machine level language, that is in the form of binary values, that is zeros and ones. So, to write the instruction, we are having some formats, instruction formats, by using which we are given the instructions to the computer, so that it will decode on the basis of that. And for that we are having some organizational concept. By using this CPU organizational concept, we are writing the instruction formats, and these CPU organizations are based on the architecture. This is the architecture. What it contains? It contains a part that is mode, another one is opcode, and another part is our operand. Okay. So, on the basis of this architecture, we are dividing the CPU organization into 3 types. Okay. So, let us see what this means. Operand means on which we are doing the operation, and opcode defines basically the operations which are going to be performed in an instruction, whether it is an addition operation, subtraction operation, multiplication, division, XOR, anything. Okay. And this mode defines which type of operand concepts we are using, that means where the operand is stored. When we are fetching the operand, either it is in the register or it is in the specific memory location or anywhere else. So, that is defined by the mode. So, there are different type of addressing modes which define the type of operand fetching or type of operand writing in an instruction. That we will see in later videos when I will talk about the addressing modes. Okay. But for today class, we only have to understand the different types of CPU organization, and by using this, what are the instruction formats. Let us see. First CPU organization is our stack organization. In the stack organization, we are using this architecture, and opcode is same, but in the operand field we are not providing any type of address field there. So, basically stack organization is used to represent 0 address. And when we are talking about single accumulator, accumulator means it is one type of special processor register. It is not equal to the general purpose register, but it is a register used by the processor, and this accumulator basically attached with the ALU. Okay. This accumulator, and this may be of 8 bit, 16 bit, anything, but basically we are taking it as a 16 bit register. Okay. And this accumulator is used to write one address instruction format. Okay. We will discuss it later. The general purpose registers basically are used to write more than one address instruction formats. Okay. So, these are the CPU organization. Organization means how we will store, where we will store the operands. So, on the basis of this, we are writing the instruction formats, that is 0 address, 1 address, 2 address and 3 address instruction formats. Let us see. So, first is our 0 address instruction format. So, when I am talking about 0 address means there is no memory location specifically we are using. We are just using an organizational concept, that is stack, and by using the stack operations, that is our push and pop operation, we are executing an instruction. Let us the instruction is C equals to A plus B into D. So, how we will write it? By using 0 address instruction. So, we are going to execute this instruction and for this instruction execution we are writing all the steps by using 0 address formats. So, you have to remember some rules. First, to write 0 address instruction format we have to use the concept of stack, and no address is used. That means no address means there is no registers basically used, okay. No address, or we can write no registers are used, whether it is accumulator or whether it is general purpose registers, they are not used during when we are writing 0 address instruction formats. So, let us see how we will write the instructions to execute this high level language instruction. So, what are these? We know that stack performs its operation on the basis of two operations, one is push, another one is pop. So, we are going to use these two operations, and by using these two we will execute this instruction. So, let us see how we will write the assembly level language program for this. First, what we have to do? First, we have to decode this instruction into its postfix notation. What it denotes? If we will write A plus B into D, the postfix notation is A, B plus then D, last one is multiplication. So, by using this postfix notation, we have to write the codes or instructions. So, let us write first what we have to do, we have to push A, then we have to push B, then we have to perform the addition operation, then we have to push D, then we have to do the multiplication operation, sequential format. So, let us do it. First we have to push A, that means the top of the stack contains the value of A, and then we have to do the push operation for B. So, now top of the stack contains B, and then you have to do the, here we have to do the addition operation. So, simply we can write the add, that means now top contains A plus B. Then what we will do? Then we are having another value, that is D. So, we will do the push operation again for inserting the D, then the top holds D, last is our multiplication. So, we simply write the multiplication instruction. So, for this multiplication instruction, top of the stack holds this value with multiplication with the D. So, it will perform the operation of multiplication between the two top values, and after the operation performed, then in the top of the stack we are having the value of this, it is A plus B multiplied by D. But what we are having in our instruction, it is C equals to A plus B into C. So, C equals to A plus B into D. So, we have to display or we have to store the result in the memory location C. So, what we will do? We have to just pop. We have to write the pop operation now, so that we can pop the top of the stack and store it in the C. So, when we are writing the pop value, that means now top value is discarded, it is popped and that is stored in the C. Okay, you can write it pop C. So, whatever in the top of the stack, it is stored in the C value. So, in other ways you can write now C contains the top value. Okay. So, this is the instructions are used by using the 0 address instruction format. Okay. So, in the next we will see the 1 address instruction format for executing this instruction. Okay. How we will write 1 address instruction format? Let us see. In the 1 address instruction, what we are following? we are following the single accumulator organization of CPU organization types to writing the one address instruction format. So, in the accumulator means what I have told you, it is of 16-bit register. So, when I am talking about register means it must be contain some value or some address. That is why the instruction is called as one address instruction, because here we are using only one register, that is accumulator, and by using one register accumulator we have to perform this operation. So, let us see how we will write it. First we have to perform this operation, and after that we have to do the multiplication with this result. So, what we will do, first we will write load A. When I am writing load A, that means accumulator is loaded with the memory content which a value is stored in the A. Let A is 10, then accumulator value is loaded with 10. Then what we will do? Then add B, because we are doing the addition operation A plus B. That is why I am writing add B. Add B means add the value of B with accumulator and store it in the accumulator. So, now accumulator stores previous accumulator value, that is our value of A, and with that the value of B, and that is stored in the accumulator. Then what we have to do? Now we have to do the multiplication operation with D. Okay. Then you can simply write multiply D. Now multiply D with the content of accumulator, and now what accumulator contains? It contains now the additional value of MA and MB, that is the A plus B. Now it contains A plus B. So, we have to multiply the value of D with the result A plus B, which is stored in accumulator already. So, now accumulator stores the value of accumulator previous content with the multiplication value the D. So, now accumulator stores A plus B into D. This part is completed. Now, the result we have to store in the C. So, what we will do? We have to write the instruction store C. So, when I am writing store C means the source is our accumulator and the destination is our C. So, C value is loaded with the content of accumulator. Okay. When I am writing an instruction, you have to remember one concept, that is opcode, then source, next one is destination. When I am writing only one operand here, either source or destination, that means another operand is our accumulator. When I am writing 2, that means the left side operand is our source operand and right side is our destination, which I have already told in our previous lecture. Okay. So, store C means the content of accumulator is stored in the C. So, this is the concept of one address instruction formats. Let us see two address instruction format. Okay. So, let us see two address instruction format for this instruction C equals to A plus B into D. So, in the two address instruction format, we have to follow syntax, that is, first we have to write the operational code, that means whether you have to do the addition operation, subtraction operation or move operation, anything, you have to write first that. Then you have to write the source operand, then you have to write the destination. Okay. So, to execute this you have to follow this syntax. The source operand may be, it is a, may be a register or may be a memory location, anything can be used as an operand. Okay. We will see it when we are talking about the addressing modes. So, let us see how we will write to address instruction format. For this, first you have to do the load operation same. There I am single writing load A and A is loaded into the accumulator, but here we have to write the destination, let us that is R1. That means R1 is loaded with A or the content of A you can write. Now, the content of A is loaded into the R1, that is R1 is our one of the general purpose register. Then what you have to do? You have to do the addition operation, that is add B with R1 content and you have to store addition result in the R1. So, now R1 contains the content of R1 plus the content of B. Previously what R1 contains? It contains the A. So, now R1 contains the value of A plus B. Then what we have to do? We have to do the multiplication operation. So, simply multiplication operation with R1 and we have to store the value in the R1. You can also take another register, okay, but you have to write less number of instructions, because when I am talked about the basic performance equation, there what we see that T equals to N into S by R. So, we have to decrease the number of instructions so that we can decrease the number of steps, then we can easily decrease the execution time or elapsed time. Here you can take multiple number of registers to perform the operation, but here I am taking only one register and by using that register I am doing the operation. Okay. Why I am not taking multiple registers? Because if I will write multiple registers, then this equation fails. That means what this equation is, the basic performance equation. In this equation we have already discussed that you have to decrease the number of instructions so that you can decrease the number of steps, and in the result you can decrease the elapsed time, the execution time, to increase the performance. So, for this, to get the better performance, you have to write less number of instructions. That is why I am taking one register and on that register I am doing all the operations. Here I am updating the content of register, but I am not updating the content of A and B. It is there. That is why you can use single register also. So, multiplication is done on the register R1 content and within the D, that is multiply D with the content of R1 and store that result in the R1. Now, R1 contains the content of R1 multiplied by the content of D. Okay. So, after the multiplication operation, we have to store the result in C, and now the result is in R1. So, when I am writing the store operation, the destination is our C and source is our R1. Here the destination is our R1 and source is our A, because we have to load the value of A into the R1, because we have to perform the operations in the registers. But here we have to store the content of R1 to the C, because we have to display the value of C in the monitor. That is why we have to store the content of R1 into the C. So, this is the to address instruction format for this C equals to A plus B into D. Here I am taking Two address instruction format means one for this operand and another operand is our register. That is why it is called as two address instruction. So, next let us see 3 address instruction format. So, let us see 3 address instruction format for this. So, when I am talking about 3 address instruction format, that means opcode is there and there are 2 source operands, source 1 and source 2 and 1 destination. You have to write the instructions by using this syntax. So, let us see what we have to do. Simply you can write add A, B, then R1. That means add A with B and store the result in the R1. Now, R1 contains the content of A with the addition of content of B. Then what we will write? Multiply. What we have to multiply? We have to multiply the content of D with the content of R1 and we have to store that in the C. So, what we will write? Multiply D and R1 then store in C. Simply you can write like this. That means now C contains the content of D with the addition content of R1, or you can write it in otherwise, multiply D with R1 then store in another register, that is R2, or simply you can write this, but this instruction is 2 address instruction format. We have to write all the instructions by using 3 address instruction format. So, as you can see, when I am writing the instruction formats, when I am increasing the address or when I am using the operands used in instruction, the number of instructions are less. That does not mean the elapsed time is less or the execution time is less, because here also we have to fetch A value, we have to fetch B value, then we have to add the operation, only we have to fetch A and with the R1. So, that it is not mandatory, or you cannot say that when I am decreasing the instruction, the elapsed time decreases. Sometimes it is possible, but not for every instructions we can say the same. So, you have to see which type of instruction you are writing, and in the next class we will see that when I am writing the instructions and when I am executing the instructions, and already I have told about the instruction sequencing or sequential executions. In the next class what we will learn? You will learn about the different addressing modes. Okay. What I have told in the architectural part, there is a concept called as mode. So, in the next class we will see about different addressing modes. Thank you.